It is often said that time is the unit and the currency of destiny. Welcome to Aanu's Growth Series, Ep.16. Wow, this is 30 lessons I learned before 30, and I'm quite surprised that I have had something to say for 16 weeks straight. This is episode 16. I think this is 17th week because of the video we did. But not to waste too much time, I wanted to dive into the topic for the day, which is time management, the currency of reliability. Now, it is said, Dr. Miles Monroe said, everybody is a result of what they do with their time, and no one can argue with that. Some people spend their time eating, some people spend their time sleeping, some people spend their time playing games, some people spend their time on social media, some people spend their time working without prejudice to people who actually do something productive. There are a lot of things that people can do with their time, and this is a major pointer to how reliable you become, whether now or later in the future. You don't manage time, you manage commitments. Everybody has different commitments, conflicting interests, conflicting priorities, things they want to do. Everyone has a bucket list. That's why it's called a bucket list. Bucket list basically means things you want to do, but the time and the resources are not there, right? So you need, as somebody who is still looking, all of us are learning, looking to become great or greater in life, you need to make people trust you. And one of the ways you can make people trust you is by being reliable, is by making people trust your word, trust your future. And why am I saying this? We're talking about time management. How come I'm talking about trust when we're talking about time? It's because whatever you say or you promise or you commit to, it requires execution, and that execution requires time. If you don't put time into consideration, people won't trust you. For example, I build websites, right? And someone comes and asks me, how long is it going to take for you to help me build this website? And I just go and say 3 days. Is it possible to build a website in 3 days? Yes, I have built a mobile app for somebody in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? But do you know how many things are going to have to be moved around for me to build a website in 3 days? And that's why we should, as youths, start thinking about this now. Like I usually say, if you make mistakes at this point in time, the impact is small. But as you grow, the ripple effect of your decisions are massive. And that's why we should put time into perspective. That's why we should be mindful of what we do with our time. Don't just make blanket promises because you like someone. The execution is going to require time, and if you don't put that time into perspective, people wouldn't trust you. It can even lead to a relationship breakup. Just so you know, everybody wants some form of influence, but people who are influential, they are influential because they are reliable. They know that they would show up. Ronaldo can be used for an advert because they know that he will most likely show up for the next match and he would be a star. That's time. That's reliability. The execution, you're going to spend 90 minutes on the pitch. You know that you're going to spend 90 minutes on the pitch, yet you arranged a coffee chat with somebody at that same time. One, we have to give either your time on the pitch or your coffee chat. Reliability is usually proven through time. You prove your worth, your reliability over the currency of time. The brands that have become recognized globally, the Unilevers, the Nestle's, the FMCGs, they become the Walmarts, they become proven over time. That means they show up consistently. For example, you go to Walmart, you're looking for laundry soap, laundry detergent. You go to Walmart the first time, you don't find it. You go to Walmart the second time, you don't find it. You go to Walmart the third time, you don't find it. You wouldn't go to Walmart again. Why? Because Walmart is not reliable. Why? Because somebody didn't spend their time to get the detergent to the last leg, which is to the stores for users to buy. So everything has to do with time. I'm talking in big systems now, but it also applies to your current level. Time reveals your character. Your schedule reveals your priorities. If I ask you right now and I say, in a 24-hour period, what do you do? What would your answer be? How long do you spend scrolling on social media? How long do you spend investing in yourself, watching videos like this? Well, I know I'm being biased, but this is also an inspirational video. How long do you spend learning new things? How long do you spend working? Because the time you spend working is also time. Your employer is paying you for your time and your skill. What do you do with your time? You don't just wake up. There's no, well, I know people talk about the concept of born stars. There's no born star. You make yourself a star with the things you do with your time. You don't drift into excellence. You schedule yourself towards excellence. You invest time in becoming an excellent person. And I want you to remember that. I know this video looks a bit more direct, but I've seen a lot of people, especially youths, Gen Zs, they don't seem to take their time very seriously. They spend time on the phone, talking with their friends, they spend time hanging out, they spend time shooting social media content. I'm not saying they're bad, but what is the question is, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years' time? Emphasis on time. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Maybe you just graduated from the university. What do you want to be in 5 years' time? Do you want to become a homeowner? Do you want to become married? Do you want to own a car? Do you want to own investments or properties or something? All of them are dependent, very dependent on what you do with your time right now. They are very dependent on what you do with your time right now. Reliability is your currency. You show up when you say you will show up. Like I have a lot of examples when people say, I think in the past week, two different people at two different groups, they set up meetings and they didn't show up. And everybody was asking, is this meeting going to hold? Is this meeting going to hold? Is this meeting going to hold? And I don't know whether they planned it together. They showed up, and these are different days, different times. They showed up 24 hours later to come and apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, the meeting didn't hold yesterday. Why did you set the meeting in the first place? You are reducing your reliability. Reliability means you would show up when you say you will show up. Reliability means you would finish what you start. I have someone that I used to work with. The guy is great at starting, very great at starting. But when it comes to intricacies that lead to finishing, like finishing touches, he doesn't like spending time on them. It's not a good character for you to have such a trait and not disclose it up front. It's not good. It's very bad for people to now be the ones finding that out about you. No, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Reliability means even when your project is not working according to the time and the schedule you have planned, you still remain steady and committed to the goal. It means that you remain steady. Reliability means you remain steady, you remain committed to the goal, that this goal is going to be completed. Because we have a lot of people who have great ideas and they start, and in the middle they hit some roadblocks and they're like, no. I'm building an app, a productivity app, a human productivity app, or a self-productivity app. It's called Emery OS. I'll bring a lot of it to you going forward. That application is a product developed by my company. It has undergone different re-architecture and different product re-imaging. People would ask me, isn't this what ChatGPT does? Why should I use your product instead of ChatGPT? Somebody will ask, isn't this what Gemini does? Or isn't this what Siri does? And all of those things. I take all of those feedback and I try to re-architect the product. But what I'm trying to bring out here is, I have had more than enough reasons to drop the project. But I am committed to the finish line. The app has been rejected by Apple 4 different times, yet I have not dropped it. What am I saying? Life is going to throw you lemons. You did the right things with your time, but you're going to meet roadblocks. But the reward of your time spent is that product, and you have to keep investing time in it. You don't jump from, because you say you meet a roadblock here, you're moving to something else. No, who said you will not meet a roadblock in the next thing you're jumping to? So time is very important. Time means you commit yourself. Jim Rohn, I was listening to Jim Rohn just before now, and he was saying you actually need to plan your year before your year starts. Year is time, month is time, week is time, day is time. You need to plan it before it. And for some of us, that's why we are grateful that we have platforms like Shiloh, where we go to speak to God and ask God about the year. God gives us direction for the year. But when it comes to time, you really need to invest yourself to it. Your talent will attract attention, but your reliability is what will earn you promotion. Or if you're a business person, more clients. So don't forget about that. Why do most people fail with time management? As I begin to round up, digital distraction. I think there's a lot of apps I hear about now, and I'm like, I can't even keep up anymore. A whole lot of apps, a whole lot. I'm not so much of a social media person, but because I make content now, I have to be a social media person. I just created a TikTok account this year. But again, I understand why people are distracted by things like this. Another one is emotional inconsistency, because when you hit a roadblock, you're like, no, it's too hard for me, I'm going to something else. Then life will not reward you. Overcommitting. Some people overcommit. I can do it. You take this, and it becomes a big issue. Some people start strong and finish weak. I want you to be that person. I want to quickly just touch on the Pareto principle. If you know about the Pareto principle, it says 20% of your time determines 80% of your results. I just want to put a little bit of context here. 80% of your results is determined by what you do with 20% of your time. I want to add something to say 20% of your prime time, like your prime time in a 24-hour day. And that's one thing you should figure out. What kind of person are you? Are you a day person? Are you an afternoon person? Are you a night person? Because your productivity is going to depend on what you do with your productive time. I, for one, am a night person. So things that will take me 4 hours during the day, it takes me 20 minutes during the night. I don't know how it works. It works easily. Some people will say like magic, but it's just my personality. You need to figure out your productive time of the day, and then figure out what you do with the non-productive part of it. No one says you should spend your 24 hours being serious. And that would be unkind of me, because I don't. I watch movies, like I said, and I view people's WhatsApp statuses, right? So everyone, including spiritual people, need discipline, especially if you're a ministry person, a pastor or something. You need to schedule time to pray. You need to schedule time to study. You need to schedule time for self-development. You need to schedule time for adding value to others. Time management is very important. As I conclude, what is a practical framework I suggest you follow? Protect your prime hours. If you're a day person, make sure your phone is on do not disturb. Don't hold your phone and fondle your phone at that time when you know you have to be productive. Do fewer things better. Pick one thing at a time and do it with excellence. Finish. Make sure you make a commitment to finish what you have started, regardless of the challenges. The AI app I said I'm building right now, it has opened a lot of doors for me that I didn't even know was possible. And here am I thinking I'm building a field product. The amount of doors it has opened to me in just 3 months is kind of, I don't know what word, is unprecedented. It has actually started making me a voice in the AI space. And this is me that didn't want to start or didn't want to continue. What you do with your time. Research. Also review what you have done. Review your week, review your days, review your hours consistently. If you don't govern your time, you cannot govern influence. Nobody is going to give you influence if they are not sure you will show up. What is the essence of influence? For you to be able to make positive impact, transfer positive energy to others. But if you don't show up, how is that possible? Or if you don't manage your time well, you play game till 4 a.m. and people are waiting for you to come and be the influence at 9 a.m. and you sleep at 4 a.m. you wake up at 8:30. Bro, you start rushing. No, we should plan our time better. Life would rise to the level of your reliability. And now that you are young enough, don't just be gifted, make sure you are dependable. And you are dependable only when you manage your time well. I don't want today's video to be short. Most of my videos have been very, very long, but thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for eventually watching to the end. My name is Aanu Akinyera, and I'm going to see you in the next episode of 30 lessons I learned before 30. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.